Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with an OG coloring chat, and I've decided to film me coloring some of this picture. And this picture is from Mysticart Mirrors. It's from her Once Upon a Time coloring book. I have the PDF, so I've taken the liberty of printing it on some Strathmore tone tan paper, and I just cut it to size. And what I like to do is reprint on pictures I've maybe messed up the printing, or just this picture in particular printed like 12 times. So instead of waste paper, I like to go ahead and flip it over and print something else on it. And originally I had printed this picture on some Strathmore colored pencil paper. This is my least favorite of the Strathmore paper. My first pick being the tone tan, and then the tone gray, and then maybe I would pick this one, but I have this one printed on here. And if you are interested, the color pencil paper has a smooth side, and then it has a more toothy side. And yeah, I have purchased all three, but I've purchased the tone tan the most, and again, like I said, it's my favorite. So yeah, I actually had recorded me coloring the skin, but excuse my French, it was so shitty. The lighting was terrible. It was just terrible. So I don't have that to show y'all, but I used gray, lavender, violet, and deoxazine purple hue to color the skin. And I did use a marker base for the skin. I used a light purple. I used a light brown for Gretel. I used a light pink for Hansel, and I used a dark brown for the witch to base everything, because I just find it helps, and it just helps you to add a cool texture too. If you can see that in her hat, really like that. And then I'm using this picture as a guideline because I can't see jack squat when I copied it. I don't know, I have a lot of ink. I don't know why it came out so faint, but I could barely make out the little frog here, and then the spider web didn't quite copy, so I had to draw that in. So I'm actually using this as a guideline so I can see what the hell I am coloring. And even on this one, I don't know if it's going to focus, but it had the little pavement down here on this one, and it didn't transfer here. So I'm just using it as a guideline so I know where everything is. Okay, so I think I've explained everything. I'm using my Prismacolor, of course, and I'm going to continue coloring the witch's clothing. So I will zoom in just a smidge. Hope that's good. And I'm going to go in with espresso, because the only two colors that I've used on the witch hat was espresso and sienna brown. I don't know, it's probably not going to focus. I don't know what it's doing. So sienna brown and espresso are the only two colors that I've used, as well as my marker base. So we can go ahead and continue. So I hope everyone has been good. I don't record as much because like I've mentioned before, I'm so lazy, and it's a headache to try to set up to color because I'm not at my desk, and when I'm coloring, I'm just balled up, cuddled up, coloring comfortably, which I'm doing now. But hopefully this will be fruitful and I'll be able to produce this for y'all to see. So I'm looking at my other picture, and she has some folds and wrinkles in her clothing right here, but I'll probably add my own ones anyway, because that's just what I do for the most part. So I hope everyone has been good. We're as good as we can be. We're all struggling. I know every day is a struggle for some reason, and I wish it just were simpler times. How much I wish that. But what can we do but keep on swimming, like Dory says. So anyway, I'm just picking out my shadow areas, and I'm looking at where she has some of these folds and stuff, so I might do a little bit of that. At first I was unsure how I felt about the witch's skin, because I feel like I put too many wrinkles, but because I was bamboozled and bought the grayscale version of this book, because she made it like she wasn't going to produce a line art version. She asked us which would we prefer. Most people voted grayscale. I said line art. Line art people, we did not win, and she produced the grayscale version of this book first. And I didn't know she was going to make a line art, because like I started to say, she made it like she wasn't going to make a line art. version. So I bought the grayscale version, and then she came out with the line art, and I was so pissed, y'all. I can't even put into words how mad and upset I was, because I was like, I would not have spent my money, and she went up on her books. I would not have spent my money on the grayscale version if I knew she was going to do line art. So I learned my lesson. Patience is a virtue, because I'm not falling for that anymore. I'm just going to wait, and if you don't come out with the line art, then I won't be getting it, because the grayscale forces me to use the shading and whatnot that she's already done, and I may not want to do that. So I was kind of forced to go with the wrinkles that she put in the picture, and I don't really like them. But you know, I'm gonna go with it already. I really like my picture, but I don't know. So we'll see when I'm done how it all comes together. But yeah, I was so livid about that, because she made it like she wasn't going to come out with a line art version, and I don't really like grayscale. Like, grayscale is cool, and you know, if you need it to help guide you where to put your shading and stuff, that's totally fine. I have nothing against that, but I just prefer my line art, because I like to learn the hard way. Teach myself, even if I'm incorrect. I want to learn where to put my own shading, or put my own shading where I would like, and I just don't like grayscale for that reason. But if that's your thing, I'm not mad at you. Live your life. Like, but I was so mad that she did that. I can't put into words, because her books have gone up. Everything's gone up. I'm not mad at that, but like, if I like it, I'll support it. But I was just so mad, because I could have just saved my coins, bought the line art version, and skipped to the loo. And Hannah Lynn, at the time of me recording this, is coming out with another book. Mysticart Mares is as well. She just came out with Tattoo. Is it something? Is it called Tattoo? I don't know. Anyway, the girls have tattoos. I forget what it's called. And then Hannah Lynn is coming out with a book now. I think it's like Fierce and Fabulous Faces at the time of me recording this. And it looks so nice from the sneak peeks that she has on Instagram. And I really hope that it's not going to be grayscale, because she's asking and people are like, grayscale, grayscale. And I'm like, yeah, if it's going to be grayscale, I'm not buying it. I would love to have it, but I prefer my line art. And I don't know what type of grayscale Mysticart Mares did for her Once Upon a Time book. It felt so lazy to me, because only some parts are really dark and other parts are like really light, where I feel like it's no grayscale on the rest of the picture. It's just their faces and their hands. Like, I hate to criticize, because I'm not an artist and I know how hard they work, and you know, I'm still a fan. I'll always be a fan, because I just love her art style, and she's one of my top 5 favorite artists. But come on, man, like I don't know, I just never vented my frustration. Well, I did. I made a comment on one of her under one of her, I think, this book, and I was like, I would have preferred, you know, I don't know what I said, but anyway, it wasn't anything nasty. It was just me saying, you know, I would have preferred line art. But I don't know, man, it just made me so mad, y'all. It really did. And it's like other worse things in the world going on where you could be mad at, but I was mad at that. I'm still kind of salty about it, probably. I don't know, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you color grayscale? If you color grayscale, let me know. I don't know. It's just never been my thing, but I do own grayscale by her, not by my choice. And I own grayscale by, I think, oh yeah, I do have a book by Elena Lazareva, and I have like a Beautiful Ladies or something. I don't know what it's called. Something like that. And it's some hairstyles and some ladies in that book. I've only colored in that book once, which is a shame, because it has some really nice pictures in it. And I was just flipping through it the other day, because I was counting my books. And I'm actually at 80 books. Not that it's a competition or anything, but I just didn't know how many I had. And I actually decluttered and gave some away, destashed, and I'm still at 80. I thought I was at 80 like a minute ago, but I guess I was wrong. And I'm at 80 now. And yeah, that's interesting, because I have a lot of self-control. I could have more. I totally could have more, but I don't. So I was just looking through my books, and yeah, I came across the Elena Lazareva book, and I don't color in that nearly enough. I definitely need to pick a picture out of there soon and have it on my radar so that I can color in it, because there's some beautiful pictures in there, and that's grayscale. And then I have some pictures that I printed from, is it Coloring Heaven or Coloring Haven? I forget what it is or how you pronounce it, but I have some free images from the website, and it's Zan Von Zed, and I love her art. I really want to get into her art. I would love to buy some PDFs, because I really like her art style. I think I will eventually purchase some PDFs by her. But yeah, her freebies were grayscale, And that's fine. Like, I'll give grayscale a go, but I just don't, it's not my preferred coloring thing, if you know what I mean. But I don't know, like I said, if it's your thing, hey, live your life. I'm happy for you. And I feel like if I had seen grayscale earlier in my coloring journey and that was all I saw, I probably would not have gotten back into coloring, if I'm honest, because I didn't even like tone tan paper in the beginning, because I used to think that it was going to overtake whatever color you put on the paper. Little did I know, y'all, little did I know, tone tan is my jam. It just makes colors pop, and they're so vivid, and I love it. And it's so toothy, and I can layer for forever, and I just love it. I've purchased tone tan paper more frequently than any other. I do have the tone gray, and the tone gray is nice. And I do have, like I said, the colored pencil paper, but it's just not something I prefer. I bought the colored pencil paper because my bestie Francis had it, and I was looking for white paper because sometimes I just want the background to be white, and with the tan and the gray, you sacrifice that, unfortunately, sometimes if you want just a white background. So I was like, oh, let me try the colored pencil paper. Now, she did tell me it was toothy on one side, smooth on one side, yada yada. But I was like, oh, let me give it a try, and no, I don't like it. So I have used all of it. Like, all of it is in my PDF binder, and it has images on it. I used it up. I don't remember how many sheets you get. I think the same amount as you get in the other books. Like, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just not something I reach for if I'm going to print some images. But I really had this image in mind to do for quite a while because I love Mysticart mirrors. She's one of my favorites. Like, I've probably said like twice, I think, already. I'll shut up about it. But yeah, I really wanted to color this, and I think it fits because it's October, it's a witch, it's candy, you know, it's encompassing the things that we think about for October. And I want to color like all of the pictures in the Once Upon a Time. Now, this will be my, is this my third picture in Once Upon a Time or my second picture? I'm gonna go with my third, but it might be my second, if that makes any sense, because I know that I recently did one like a couple months ago, I think in August, or it might have been September, where I did the Princess and the Frog. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I've posted it. But you'll be seeing it whenever I next do my completed pages. I'm not sure when there's going to be, y'all, because I haven't been coloring as much to be able to compile enough pictures to show y'all yet. I don't want to just have the 2 that I colored and be like, hey, y'all, completed pages video. You will feel gypped. I will feel gypped. We all will feel gypped. So I'm not going to do that to you. I'll wait until I have a good amount, and then I'm like, okay, I'll share. So what I did recently was film a video about fall and Halloween pictures, and just to inspire people, or pictures that you may have forgotten about, or books that you may have forgotten about. If I showed them in my video and you have it, I hope that it serves as inspiration. And I just went through some pictures that I've done, and I was inspired by a lot of the other color tubers doing the same thing. And I still missed out 2 pictures in that video. Probably 3 for real, but I know for sure after the fact that I filmed and uploaded it, I totally forgot about 2 pictures that I could have shown. If you hear that helicopter, sorry. But yeah, I knew I was going to forget, because technically I was going offhand, like off memory, like what I could remember. And I didn't look on my Instagram, because sometimes I don't even post some pictures on Instagram for some reason. I guess laziness or whatever. I don't know. And I totally missed out on 2 pictures. But it's okay. The gist of the video was me just trying to inspire and show you books and images that you may have forgotten about. So I think that maybe, hopefully, from the comments that I've been getting, and I really enjoy reading everyone's comments and talking to people in the comment section. From the comments, you get the gist. You've liked what I had to show, so that's always a good thing, because sometimes I wonder about my relevancy still filming and making videos. I don't know, because it's so many other channels now, and that's such a good thing, because we all need like that variety, and we can watch people that we've grown attached to and find new people that are starting their channels or sharing their talents. So it's great. But I don't know, I just feel like I'm old and washed up now. Because I was in the coloring YouTube now for, what, 4 years, I think? I don't even know. And, yeah, I'm not around as much. I'm just not around as much, so I don't know. But for everyone sticking in there, I appreciate it. Trust me, because I know I'm far and few between these days, and I get requests and whatnot. But y'all, I'm so lazy. I say this, and y'all probably tired of me saying it, but I'm so lazy. Like, it's a hassle for me to set up and film. It just is, because I hate my tripod, and I want to color in my lap like I'm doing now. I don't want to color at my desk. And it's difficult to try to get a correct angle and fix it upright. You don't even know how many times I tried to just get this situation to work. So yeah, I'm sorry. I really am. I feel really bad because I know y'all want to see stuff from me, and I want to film a lot of the time. But you know, I just don't want to be bothered with trying to set up everything. And then a lot of the time, I just don't have anything to talk about. I still don't have anything to talk about. Because honestly, I don't have jack going on, y'all. Y'all don't want to hear me come on here and cry about my business woes. So, you know, that's all I have going on in my life with any significance, is me trying to be successful in my business. And it's not going that great recently. And you don't want to hear me talk about that. You want to hear about some coloring or something lighthearted and whatnot. So, you know, that's why I'm another reason not filming things. So I'm just going to go back down here because I feel like maybe I can darken this part. I don't know. What was crazy is, let me see, I was looking at her dress because I made it go all the way down because it was really no end to it, and I think this makes sense, like in proportion to her body, I guess, because I'm going to maybe draw pavement down here, or maybe do grass. I'm not entirely sure. I really don't know, y'all. It would be cute to make it look like candy, like gumdrops and stuff, but I don't know if I'm in the mood to do all that. Or like little Skittles and M&Ms would be cute to draw down there. I'm giving y'all ideas. Hello. So if you have this page, this book, I mean. But I don't know. We'll see what I get up to when I get to the bottom of the page. Because I do the background last. I do the background last in most of my pictures, unless I have like a serious thing planned where I'm like, okay, I'm going to tackle the background first. And I know people that I watch, a lot of them start with the background. I don't know, maybe because I'm not that, well, I can't say I'm not that imaginative when it comes to backgrounds, because I have done some cool ones in the past. And I have plans for certain pictures in my head to do in the future. But I don't know, I'm just not that into doing backgrounds. I want to do the picture, and then sometimes I'll have an idea for the background, like I said, in advance, and then a lot of the time it just evolves while I'm coloring, and I'm like, oh, I should do this for the background. I don't necessarily always go in with the plan. Fly by the seat of my pants. Like I'm doing life right now. That's the plan. That is the plan. So, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about actually drawing some trees and stuff in the background to make it look like a forest. So that was an idea that I had too. But I'm not sure. And if I do that, it'll probably be with ink tint, some type of water media, watercolors or something like that, or gouache. It's not going to be with pencil because I'm too lazy. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm too lazy for that. I wish I had the determination to do an all pencil background, but I've not ever done one except once, and it was just me coloring from darker to lighter. It wasn't me drawing anything in. So I don't know. But sometimes, you know, when you get to the end of a picture, you just want it to be over. And you're just over the picture. It's not that you don't like it or anything. It's just you're done. You just reached your limit. I'm going to go in with my hat a little more because I feel like some of this isn't blended all the way. But yeah, I don't know. I just get rushy toward the end sometimes when I'm doing pictures. And y'all probably are like, well, we could never tell. I know, right? But the struggle be real, y'all. Sometimes the struggle is real. Okay, so let me just do that, which is terrible. You should use a brush, but that is pretty much, hopefully, how, if you can see it in good light, that is pretty much how this came out. And I really wanted her clothing to be really dark because, you know, she's a witch and she's in the forest doing foresty things, witchy foresty things. I don't know. And this part I had planned on making like maybe a cream or like a lighter brown. I'm not even sure because she has this, maybe I should show this. She has this like straw hay looking stuff around her neck. I don't know what. It could be animal fur, but it looks more like straw and whatnot texture. I just love the detail. Like I love this little frog ring in her hat. Like how stinking cute is that? I mean, it's a dead frog and that's sad. It really is, but I just think that's That's cute. I don't know. That's terrible. Any hoozles. What am I going to cover next? So I think I should do, maybe I could start Hansel and Gretel's skin, because I'm still unsure about my colors for her apron right here. So I'm going to grab some colors and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I've chosen my colors and brightened my video a bit because I am filming at nighttime, and I think that, in addition to this paper being dark, my camera does not want to focus correctly and make things brighter. So hopefully this is good. And like I said, I went in with a oh my gosh, my brain is like that's what happens when you don't film in a long time. My brain is just forgetful right now. Oh, I went in with a light brown marker, light camel to be precise, in my Five Below markers. If you have a Five Below near you, it's like a place where stuff is $5 and below, obviously. They have good stuff in there. Okay, so I'm going to start with terracotta. I think I got terracotta out. Although I want to start with chocolate. I think I'll start with chocolate, actually. So I'm going to use chocolate to start making my shadows and stuff in her skin. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So Mysticart Mirrors does have a new book coming out. It's called Witchcraft, and it comes out October 31st at the time of me filming this. And I feel like I'm always saying that. It's like every time I'm recording a video, she has a book coming out, and it just happens to be coincidental. I don't know. That's kind of strange that that keeps happening. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get the Witchcraft one. It's not grayscale, thank goodness. And yeah, it looks so cute, the images that I've seen. And I'm excited. I'm like, I wonder why it's coming out so late in October. Like, why? October 31st. October's over with. But I get it as Halloween. And you don't have to color witches just in Halloween. You can color them whenever you want. Which makes sense. So, yeah. I'm definitely going to be purchasing that one. And I'm excited from the sneak peeks that we get to see on the gram. Okay, so I think this is more or less the direction that I'm trying to go in with this. Lulu Mayo has a new book too, but I don't think I'm going to get that one. It's called A Million Sea Creatures or something like that. Or Sea Animal, I think it's Sea Creatures. It's really cute, but I don't know. I have Lulu Mayo books. I have like 4 or 5. I have the bears, the dogs, the sloths, and what other one? Oh, mermaids. So I don't even color in them enough, so I don't think I need to buy another one until I can do the other ones justice. And it took me like 2 years to finish my daggone A Million Dogs whip. And I'm ashamed of that. Because I love dogs. I have a dog. I wish I had 1,000,000 dogs. And I don't know why it took me... That would be a lot of work, 1,000,000 dogs. But anyway, I don't know why it took me so long to finish that whip. Because I love, love, love that book. It's so cute. Don't know. But... And the picture it was a double page spread, to be fair, but it wasn't even that daunting of a task to color it. I just kept losing my motivation. And I know that happens so much with us. And people who don't color or don't draw or don't do anything artsy, they don't understand when you say you lose your motivation. It's not ever that your passion goes away or maybe sometimes it does. But I mean, speaking from my experience, my passion does not ever dull. It doesn't wane. If anything, it grows stronger. But my motivation and my mojo, sometimes my creativity, it just stalls. And that's just what happens in life. And there's nothing wrong with it. And we don't have to be so hard on ourselves about it. Because I remember when I wasn't coloring at all really this summer. And for a while, after I started my business, I just wasn't coloring as much as I would normally. And I'm not an everyday colorist to begin with. I'm not an every time I got a free second of spare time coloring. I've not ever been that type. The most I've gotten done a month was like 7 pictures to 11, depending on. And yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't coloring a lot, and I was starting to feel guilty of that fact. Let me see how this daggone hand is on her face. Okay. Her lip is lost because for some reason my printer just hated me for this picture. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. But yeah, I was really feeling guilty because I have all these cool supplies and all my pencils and my books, and they were just sitting there, and I was like, man, I really should be coloring a lot of the time when I'm not doing anything but sitting on my lazy behind on my phone, scrolling miles with my thumb when I could be coloring. But I don't know, it just wasn't there for me. But the good thing about this hobby and just arts and crafts hobbies in general is you always have your things that you do your hobby with, and you can pick them up whenever you get back in the mood. So I always try to remind myself not to be hard on myself if I'm just not in a coloring mood for a while. And we shouldn't be so hard on ourselves. And I don't like to force myself, because if I force myself, then I'm not going to have any joy in it. It's not going to be fun, and I'm not going to enjoy myself and relax. So yeah, we definitely shouldn't be doing that to ourselves, y'all. It's not right. It's not right. Okay, so I'm just trying to map out her lip and stuff, because I don't know, y'all. You know, it just didn't do right for some reason, and my lighting went away. So give me a second. Yeah, like I was saying, my printer ink just didn't do me right, man. I don't know why, because I have like half a cartridge left, if not a little over half, and it just gave up on life when I tried to copy this. And I have no idea why. I was about to say I have no clue why. Yeah, I have no clue why that happened. That's what happens when I don't film for a while. I am so rusty, and it kind of makes me a little nervous. And I'm not doing anything but talking to myself like I normally would be doing anyway. Because y'all aren't physically in my room, which would be weird. But yeah, I don't know. I get kind of rusty. And I remember when I used to film like all the time. Those were the days, right, y'all? Those were the days. But I don't want to neglect my channel. I want to have things for you all to look forward to, but I just can't bring myself to make that promise where I'll be like every Wednesday or every Tuesday, because I don't know what my week looks like from week to week, what I'm going to be doing for the time. So I really can't make that promise. I wish I was a streamer and had that down pat, like I knew what I was doing, but I don't. So I'm sorry, y'all. That's just how life rolls right now. And I was never really a streamer anyway. You know, I was more film coloring chats, and you know, we chit chat in the comments. So that's pretty much, I think, how I'll continue to go whenever I decide to record something for y'all, other than, you know, showing my completed pages, or if I do any tutorial, quote unquote, how I color or how I do something. So hopefully you're still around. I know I have a lot of my OG people, and I appreciate y'all so much you don't even know, because y'all remember the good old days. Y'all remember the good old days. So I'm using chocolate, and I think I'm going to use terracotta, because I picked it out already, to add in this skin tone. And I feel like her leg is so funny right here. I'm like, did the witch already fatten them up? What's going on here? I don't know. You know what? I've never even seen any Hansel and Gretel movie. I probably maybe have read the story. I'm not even entirely sure. But just like Alice in Wonderland, I love Alice in Wonderland, and I love the imagery of it. Not necessarily the story, because I never read it. I never even seen Alice in Wonderland, the movie, until a couple of years ago when I actually watched the Disney animated version. And I have seen, what's the movie with Johnny Depp in it and he's the Mad Hatter? Whatever. I've seen all those. Alice Through the Looking Glass, is that what it's called? I don't know. I just like the imagery of Alice in Wonderland, and I never really read the book or anything like that. So when I watched the movie, I was like, this is some weird stuff. I remember I was like, this is a weird movie. But you know, I get it. And hopefully one day I'll read the book. I'll read my way through classic books and movies and watch classic movies that I've never seen. Because I haven't seen so many movies that people would classify as classic. And I'm just like, what? Like, nah, I've not seen them. So, you know how they have that list of all the books you should read before you die, or all the movies you should see before you die? Yeah, I'll probably get on that one day, because I might be missing out on some good stuff, I'm sure. As people oft remind me when I say I haven't seen that, and they go, what? It's a classic. I'm like, no, I've not seen it. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just like the imagery of Alice in Wonderland. And I don't know, I like to color it because I have the Fabiana Alice in Wonderland book, and it was my favorite one for a while. It was the first book I bought to get me into adult coloring, and I really have FOMO because I feel like I wish I would have bought the Jungle Book, and I wish I would have bought the Hansel and Gretel one. I don't really like the Pinocchio one, if I'm honest. There's probably like a couple of pages in there that I like, but I feel like the Hansel and Gretel one had a lot of filler pages as well as the Pinocchio one, so that's why I didn't get them. And then the Jungle Book, hello, I don't like to color the jungle. I don't like to color trees and flowers and leaves and stuff, so it turned me off about it. But I wish I had gotten it because I'm missing out. Just to feel like a completionist and complete the collection. You know how you get like that sometimes? Yeah. So I'm taking terracotta now, and I'm going in over my chocolate and bringing it out a little bit in the skin so we can have a bit of variation. And then I probably will go ahead and come in with some burnt ochre. I don't know yet. I will see. But that'll probably be the plan for the skin. And I remember being like, ew, you like to color skin to Sammy when we used to talk back in the day, and now I love to color skin. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And I know it can be daunting for a lot of people. They don't feel confident in their skin skills, and I never really did at first, to be honest. And the only way to get over that is to just color it. Like, just color it. Start watching some tutorials from people that you really like and look and see how they do it. And you don't have to follow them. It's just a jumping off point, because that's how I used a lot of skin coloring tutorials and whatnot. I used them as a jumping off point, and then I pretty much found my own style, and then I started experimenting with colors and doing my own thing. So that's how it pretty much starts, and that's how you grow and learn. And I can never follow a tutorial like step by step. Like, I would love to follow a Chris Chang tutorial, but I put too much of me into things. I feel like I can never just do what they do exact. I'm like, I deviate too much, which is not a bad thing, but sometimes I wanted to look like theirs, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. So I don't know what it is. It's a struggle for me to try and do it, because we all have we all have our own style, and we have our own individuality. And sometimes, and especially more so than sometimes for me, it comes through a lot, and it can't be helped. But yeah, just try to start doing that, because I have a bunch of skin tutorials on my channel, how I color, and you can use those to start you off, because I get people saying all the time about coloring darker skin tones, and I just made up the colors that I use, and I still make up colors that I use. I don't have a playbook. I just play around and see what I've liked from what I've done in the past, and that's pretty much how I roll. And then I just like to play with colors, so I just scribble them down on a piece of paper before and see if I like it, or honestly, I just use whatever picture I'm coloring at the time as a guinea pig picture. And if it turns out, it turns out, and I'm happy. So yeah, I'm definitely going to add some more chocolate in the areas that I want to shade. See, it's confusing me because I can't even tell what's her nose. So this is her nose right here, because my printer betrayed me, and it did not want to copy my picture nicely for some reason. I really don't. I need to figure that out, because I have ink, so I'm not sure why it did that. I don't know how I could make it darker. I need to figure that out. Okay, so do I have burnt ochre out? No, I don't. I have sienna, espresso, chocolate. I have to get burnt ochre out. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I have my burnt ochre out. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to get in these spaces and blend everything. I think this is a thumb. I don't know. I can't tell. And usually I have I don't have my picture like right in my face, but I'm leaning down close so I can see. And I'm kind of far away from my picture, so I hope I'm doing something correctly. I don't even know, y'all. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'll see when I watch it back, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, what was I doing? I don't know, because I can't tell. And when I'm filming my completed pages videos, and most of my videos, if I'm not coloring, I'm standing up, so I'm like far away from the not camera, but like how I'm supposed to see stuff. I'm far away, so I don't know what's happening half the time. I just look at it after the fact and I'm like, oh, okay, that's good enough. I never was the best technical person to film, so I don't even know. Alright, so I'm going to definitely have to come back in here with chocolate and fix up some stuff, but for right now I think I'm doing okay. And I'm so mad, I don't even know what in the world is going on her face. Oh my gosh, why would my printer do that to me? Okay, so let me find chocolate again. I have to sharpen it. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I had to sharpen my chocolate. So the new Halloween is coming out. Anyone watch those movies? I haven't seen any Halloween for quite a while, actually. Like, Michael Myers doesn't scare me. Oh my gosh, my pencil's kind of crumbly. Michael Myers doesn't scare me, but I'm just not into the Halloween movies. And I'm like, when are they going to stop? Jamie Lee Curtis is like too old to be in these movies. She, like, grandma. No, grandma. Because she is grandma in that movie. In these movies now, grandma, enough with Michael. Like, let y'all vendettas die. Forgive and forget. Let's move on. It's been decades. I don't know. I don't really watch scary stuff because I'm a chicken. Horror has never been my thing. Such a chicken. But I can watch a lot of slasher stuff. Like, that doesn't bother me. But I don't mess with ghosts and spirits and stuff like that type of stuff. No, I definitely am not for at all. And it can stay where it is. And I tried to watch all the Paranormal Activities, which I think I'm caught up because I watched the most recent one last year, I think, when it came out. And those don't really bother me because I know it's fake. But, I mean, a lot of it is fake. But I still don't like the ghost and the spirits. It freaks me out too much. So, I don't know. Even though I don't believe in ghosts, because I don't, but I don't know. I believe in spirits. It's a different thing, and I don't play with that. So, it's not for me. And then I know, like, my cousins or someone told me that they're going to go spend the night at a haunted house or some crap or some haunted place. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay where I am. I wish y'all the best, because I'm not doing no crazy stuff like that. No, thank you. I remember I was watching something about the people that like to go and stay at Lindsay Borden's house because you can do that. And I'm like, y'all are crazy. Nope, no thank you. And they're like, oh yeah, we heard this and that and this and this is supposed to be haunted. Y'all can keep that. It's not going to be me. But I love Stranger Things. That's kind of horror and it's got creatures. And my mom's like, I'm not watching that. And I'm like, it's not even about the creatures. I mean, somewhat, but it's not scary. I was trying to tell, like, some of my family that, and my friends that don't watch it. I'm like, y'all, it's not even about that. Like, when I was into The Walking Dead, and I was like, it's not about the zombies. That's not the point. But, I don't know. Stranger Things this season had me bawling my eyes out. I mean, I was crying like a baby. I'm not going to say any spoilers, but I've never cried on Stranger Things. But this season had me, y'all. I was crying like a newborn baby. Okay? Crying like a newborn baby. Oh my gosh. The feels, I don't know. It's never made me want to cry before. But they brought it to me this season. And I was like, if you don't cry, you don't have a soul. Because, like, it was just such a touching story this season. I don't know. And I usually don't like kid actors. No shade. But I don't. And you gotta be like a hell of a kid actor for me to be like, I really like you. But I think they all do such a good job on Stranger Things that you can't help but like them. They do such a good job. And they've just grown up so fast, it seems like. I'm just amazed when I see them. I'm just like, oh my gosh, if you watch the first season and then you watch now, it's crazy. What in the world is her face doing? So it should have been shaded here. I'm trying to kind of do like, am I out of frame? Kind of trying to do like that type of situation for the side of her face. I'm just going to darken all this because it looks weird when I look at it. And then I can just do a cheek. So I think that'll work. But any Stranger Things fans. I even did some Stranger Things nails. I think I'll put up the video or I'll show the picture. And they're so cute. I really did try my best because I was inspired from pictures that I saw on Pinterest, and I wanted them to come out really good. And I sat and with the patience of a saint and drew the Demogorgon and everything and looked up pictures for inspiration, and I really had fun doing those. So I'm so glad that I can wear those. And yeah, because y'all know how I love my nails. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move down to the legs. I'm going to take my terracotta. But yeah, I really am a fan of Stranger Things. So it's a really good show. Other than that, I don't really watch too much TV. Like, well, I don't watch TV at all. I watch streaming, and that was before streaming was a thing. For real, because, like, I didn't care for TV much. Like, I have my certain shows that I watch, but I'm not a TV head. At one point in my life, I mean, you could not pry me away from the TV. Like, when I was a teenager and stuff, you could not pry me away from the TV, because TV was just better then. I don't know, TV just went downhill to me. TV has gone downhill. It's just, nothing holds my attention too much. It's just the same old things. And if I see one more singing show, my mom loves to watch The Voice and watch The Masked Singer and those shows like that. And I just roll my eyes. Like, I'm just over those type of shows. Like, I used to love American Idol back in the day. Like, when it was when American Idol was the thing. Like, you know, back in the day. Like, with Carrie Underwood and Fantasia and stuff, like, way back. Kelly Clarkson, I remember watching the first season. Like, but now, no. All that stuff, I'm just over it. I'm so sick of cooking reality and singing reality. That's all there is. I'm over it. I used to watch Naked and Afraid, though. And I did used to like 90 Day Fiancé. But I haven't watched those in like a year or two. So I don't know what's happening there. But I really was into those shows. And then I used to like Wicked Tuna. It was so strange. For like a month, I was really into like Wicked Tuna. Them catching the tuna. And like, I don't know what in the world that was about, y'all. But I was into it, okay? But yeah, other than, because I don't have cable. So that's why I say I'm into streaming. I don't really watch TV. But what I'm into now is House of the Dragon, because I was a Game of Thrones fan. I didn't start watching Game of Thrones when it first came on. I started around season 4 or season 5 watching Game of Thrones, and then I continued. But I'm really into House of the Dragon. It's such a good show, and I keep saying it has no reason to be this good, but it's so good. I like it. I'm saying my opinion. To someone else, it might not be. But I'm loving it, and I love their costumes. And if I was on that show, I would definitely ask, can I have it? And that you would just see me randomly in the grocery store wearing some crazy royal looking garb. And people would be like, what is wrong with her? Where does she think she's going? To the grocery store, to the mailbox. I don't care. I just love those costumes. They look so good. Okay, so I think I need a little bit of a lighter color. Maybe like, oh my gosh, is my book gonna flip like a ginger root or something? I'm thinking to blend everything. Or maybe like, sometimes I use cream, eggshell, because that goes good with brown. I don't know which one I want to use. Maybe beige. Seashell pink might be good. Okay, I think I'm going to get seashell pink out. So give me 1 second. Okay, so I have my seashell pink. But anyway, yeah, I'm kind of sad because House of the Dragon only has a couple of more episodes. And then it's gone off. And I'm like, it just came on. But I'm happy that hopefully we'll get more seasons and whatnot, because it's such a good show. To me, I'm going to say. And all those people who wanted more dragons, you will be happy to know that this show has like so many dragons. Sorry, I'm scratching my eye. This show has so many dragons. I don't care. I mean, dragons are cool. I'm not like obsessed like some people, but like they're cool, and they have like way more dragons on this show. And they look different. Because on Game of Thrones, they kind of look the same, but they tried to make the colors different. But here the dragons actually have personalities and stuff. Not like they're talking, y'all, but they have different sounds and colors and stuff. If you watch it, let me know if you like it or not. But I know people are like, it's too violent, this, that, and the third. I understand if it's not your cup of tea. But, I mean, I'm used to violence and stuff on TV. So it really, I don't blink an eye. It doesn't bother me. But, Yeah, that's her face looks crazy. I'm gonna really have to fix that because I'm not liking that. Oh my gosh, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. It's not looking right. I don't, because I can't tell her nose. I think it's right here. I don't know. I'm going to have to draw that in and fix that or something because that looks bananas. And it is not cute. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to work on this when I'm off camera because I'm about to wrap it up anyway. I'm just going to shade her legs and then I will be done for my coloring chat. So I hope y'all have enjoyed me blabbering and waffling on about randomness and nothing as per usual when I turn my camera on to have a chat with y'all. But I hope y'all are having a good start to fall. Everyone's staying safe. And I hope my video that I made the other day and put up inspires y'all to break out your fall and Halloween books. Because honestly, I'm not a seasonal colorist. I color whatever I want when I feel like it. But I definitely don't really color any fall pictures but in the fall season. Because it's just something I don't reach for. But Halloween, I think I can color. I definitely know I've colored in other months than October. But fall, not so much for some reason. I don't know. Fall's not my favorite season. I like the fall. But winter is my all-time favorite. So I'm so hyped about winter, y'all. Like, y'all don't even know. Just because it's so cozy and I love boots. And I like the crisp winter air. I like snow. Again, I like all the cozy feelings. I drink hot tea all year round, so it doesn't really matter to me about drinking a hot beverage, but you know, that is a thing. And the bugs go away. That's my number one thing. Love it. And the nights are longer. What more could you want? But I know people think winter is depressing and whatnot, which I can get, but not for me. Not for me. I forget what's the saddest day of the year, because I remember when I used to watch the news, they used to tell us like what is the saddest day of the year. And they call it like, and then it's another thing called January blues. Like, if you look it up, it's a real thing. A saddest day of the year and then January blues, y'all. I don't know. I had never heard of it until I had watched the news one time and they said that. But yeah, I definitely have to fix her face. So, because that looks bananas. But her legs actually don't look bad. It's giving me the color I want. It's definitely not showing up on the camera because I brightened it. And y'all not seeing it the way it's meant to be, which is fine. But yeah. So I'm going to stop my coloring chat right here. So this is where I've gotten to with my picture, and I will move it up and move it back down so y'all can see the whole thing because I don't want to zoom out. But yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed chit-chatting with y'all and taking it back to the old times, and y'all will see this in one of my completed pages videos whenever that will be, whatever month. I'm thinking November because I asked everyone if they wanted to see let's do that. Let's look at the witch stare at you. I asked everyone in my last video to leave me a crayon emoji if you would like to see my everything I've ever colored video this year, because I feel like it gets a bit repetitive me showing my coloring book collection and everything that I've colored. So just let me know. Leave a crayon emoji in this video if you would like me to do that, and if I get enough crayons, we will definitely do that in November, probably the end of November, or it could be the beginning of November. I'm not entirely sure. My brain just left. I've been talking too long. Thank you so much for watching and your kind comments that I've been receiving on my other videos. Stay safe out here, and I'll see y'all in my next one.